Hello. I haven't spoken to a camera for a while. Uh, what should I say? Life was crazy? No, life was calm, but life was peaceful. I was fine. I was happy. I sang a lot. I wrote a lot. I published a lot. I had a lot of fun. That's a lot saying a lot. Anyway, I came back to the notion that I should make YouTube videos just for the sake of it. So I practice my speaking English so it sounds alright and trained because lately I've been practicing speaking Korean, although I don't know it. I just took the Duolingo app and I'm just like addicted to a streak. you know, when your streak freezes, you freak out. So I've been studying, trying, learning Korean, and it messes up with my English a bit because the now I have many different variations of how you put words in sentences and how you line them up. What is the right? What the right position of word is? Anyway, I've been writing and I've been writing a lot. I've been on convention talking and I don't know, hiking, walking, talking, anywhere in between. And noticed that many YouTubers are giving up and MatPat leads the way. And I was like, is that just another thing like, in the 90s when all the great rock bands were suddenly disappearing and they were quitting and retiring and life was over? And now, how many years later, most of them are still touring and still working and they really realize that life is much longer than they anticipated when they were young. What did I want to talk about? I have no idea. I haven't spoken to like this in a while and I got out of the hinge. Not that I ever was in tune or on watched, but it's a thing to practice. It's a skill that you need to have. And I watched the English teacher who spoke about native speakerism, how it's acceptable to discriminate against people who are not native speakers. And I realized I was thinking about that as well because I'm writing in English as non-native speaker, and now I have books that I can't publish in Croatia and that aren't wanted in English speaking countries, but I'm pressing on. That's not important. And it's important that I'm using English, not trying to sound or write like a native speaker, although I hope I use English correctly. That's always a nice feature. But I'm not using English to pretend I'm a native speaker or to uh, pass as a native speaker, but as a conduit, as a commonplace language, a language that most people know, the one that we began to share in our international space as a means of communication with people that are not from your country, that are foreigners. So I'm using foreigner English, and I once heard that they said how it's easier for native speakers sometimes to understand foreign speakers because we try to pronounce things correctly while native speakers go wildly into their accents and oftentimes are very hard to understand. And it was a very relatable thing for me because in my own country we have many different dialects, and I'm really very neutral about speaking Croatian because I grew up between two very distinctive parts of our country that had very different accents. So I just spoke school Croatian, how we call it, the official one. And in English, I tend to sound quite neutral as well because I don't know. I guess I don't think in dialect. So it's somehow natural for me to write in English because it's a neutral ground. The international space station no one really possesses anymore, and native speakers slowly are withdrawing in their little bubbles, speaking more and more distinct like their neighbors, trying to protect their privacy. Because I think that's what dialects are. It's a way to code language so outsiders can't understand you. So you keep your thoughts and your convictions private. And in this modern era where everything is filmed, privacy is something people quite value. It's something that we want to keep, something we began to treasure when we lost it. But in a sense, that is a thing I'm writing about stolen privacy, about people living in mid spaces, in corridors, in transit, in waiting on transport ships. And it's an interesting state of being, waiting for your life to begin, not realizing that you are living in those in between spaces, between good humored videos, between chores, when you pause and breathe. And it's a moment when you truly are alive. You just breathe. And I'm writing this book now. It's far in the future, and I'm just writing the first version of it. And I'm writing about dreams and what is the way to distinguish reality from a dream. In dreams, everything happens very fast. There's no pause. Everything is stacked up to hold your attention so you wouldn't realize you are dreaming. In reality, boredom is such a prevalent part of our reality that I keep it as a firm sign that I'm awake. Don't you? Anyway, it was fun to rant about, and I will try to make these videos a bit more often, not because of you, because of me, to practice my speaking English and to express what I'm thinking, because days are long, writing is always present, but it's nice to express things loudly from time to time, and that it's not in a form of a song, because singing is like, I remember to do that daily. Remember to sing daily, and see you around. Bye.